Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So yeah, Bitcoin's price action remains a mess. It did not form a clear impulse down here in this wave 3 in white here. Remember, I had my blue wave count here instead in the earlier video. Ideally, to maintain this count, we would, where we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we would have to, there was a need to stay below the 19,000, I think it was 19,320 or something. Now we clearly went above that, but I also showed you an alternative count, which I'm now going to go with. There is still another possibility. You know, this is really micro counting as it at its best, and you know they do get invalidated frequently. That is just what it is. What you need to understand with Elliott Wave, it's not a tool to forecast the future. It's a tool to show you from the current perspective what are the opportunities that could arise, and for you to understand possible invalidation points and the risk to reward. That is definitely a possibility. Remember, we talked in the previous video about this swing low here. Yeah, in the previous wave count, for example, just that you understand it, previous wave count we had here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The target for that wave 3 was perfectly the $18,300 level. Yeah, so possible reversal pattern. This is exactly when you have these patterns and you know that there is a possible reversal point. You know, these are the possibilities that you can use to do your trading or whatever. But how exactly you're doing that, that's entirely up to you. Now we even retraced more than expected, but in the alternative wave count, basically that the wave 3 in itself is an ABC pattern. So that means all of these subwaves are ABCs. As a diagonal. So that is absolutely possible. We would then have to assume that what came down here was a wave A. We are now doing a B up and a C down. I like that count with the due to the proportions, yeah, because it gives a good yeah, I mean, if you look at this, we basically landed in that projected wave 3 target sort of halfway. That gives wave C enough space to move, okay? So we're now looking at possibly a little bit of a longer retracement. I mean, here in the UK, it's now nearly, well, it's late in the evening, so we might be heading further up in the night. Why is that? Because if the wave 4 was invalidated, yeah, so it is now probably a wave B. Alternatively, it could be a wave 2. Just to show you that, it could very well be that in the wave 3, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's possible as well. Both possible. I don't know which one is going to work out, but it doesn't really matter because the wave B and the wave 2, they are both corrective waves, so they should move similarly. Okay, so that wouldn't really matter much. Important to understand is that we have bottomed here today, here in 3 waves. So that suggests we are now heading higher into the night. And then what I'm thinking, what I communicated to the channel members earlier today, is that possibly Wednesday's interest rate increase might be a catalyst for a new low. It might be, who knows, but it's a possibility. So we might just be moving up a little bit sideways and then coming down on Wednesday. Now that's only my take, but I think this is going to look likely now. Important to understand is still that a move above the $20,200 level would invalidate this. Well, not strictly invalidate it, but it would make the current count here in red unlikely, because then we have an overshooting wave B, which is generally not too frequent. Yes, they of course do happen, but if we go above 20,200, we might need to look at something more bullish or short-term bullish. Okay. But yeah, this is currently what I'm going with. Important resistance level now is that $20,200 level. To be fair, actually, not only that, we draw the fibs, and it's actually the area between the 61.8 level where we are now, which is at 19,450, and the $20,200 level. This is the area where I would primarily expect that wave B to reverse to the downside in a wave C. We'll see if that happens. I mean, we're already in this area, and then we can take a look at if we retrace down and would finish off this wave 3 in the area around 17,000, 17,500, and that would possibly in that wave 3 generate a new low. But it's important to be open at the moment to different scenarios. So it's an extremely interesting time, but its messy price action is not really clear what's happening here, but these are sort of my favorite counts. So either coming down now in an ABC or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave 3 of a wave 3. But of course, Bitcoin doesn't make it easy. It never does. And therefore, we are, of course, retracing a little bit more than it would be ideal in this current wave pattern. Not a problem. We can only react to what the market is doing anyway. And hopefully this analysis gives you a good perspective and picture of what the market is doing. And overall, I remain of the view that this yellow wave 3 should end sort of in the region between 14 and 16K, and maybe even the entire move down will end in this area. But I'm not going to lie to you, Bitcoin could very well also go down to 10.5K. That is the 88.7% fib level. And if we go down below that without damaging the long-term count, Bitcoin could still see a $3,000 level. Now, I find that crazy prices. I don't think we're going to see that. I don't want to scare anyone, but it's just reality, and you need to know about these possibilities. I don't think that we're going to go bullish from here. We can, but I would not consider this option until we break above $22,100, the $22,100 level. I mentioned that before as well. But for now, we are looking here at this ABC pattern first. And I can tell you, if we go above 20,200, we will consider something different here. Not the ABC down anymore. There will then be a possibility of a larger retracement to the upside or something. Good, and that is currently my my view on Bitcoin here. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.